All right guys, welcome back to my house. Today I'm going to explain to you guys why land investing is probably one of the best business models you can start in 2025 or really any year, in particular if you want location freedom. I'm filming this video and I currently live in Bali. I've lived here for the last year. I'm going to break down in this video why land investing has the highest levels of freedom, the highest levels of location independence out of any business model I've ever seen. Let's come up to the deck and I'm going to talk your ear off. So if I'm being honest, most business models suck. Most businesses tie you down. You've got storefronts, you've got inventory, you've got in-person headaches, and frankly, a lot of business models, you need a lot of luck. Land investing is pretty much the only business that I've ever seen that removes the luck variable because every part of this business is known, and I'll break down exactly step by step what that looks like. And you can literally do it from anywhere in the world. So I speak from experience. I've ran so many different businesses. Today I run 3 different businesses: a SaaS app, landinsights.co, a coaching company, Leah, and my land business, which I started in 2019. And prior to that, I had a photography business. I used to sell textbooks. I used to sell candy on the schoolyard. I've literally done everything under the sun to make a buck. And time again, I come back to land flipping as the best way to break out of the system and live life on your own terms. So with a land business, it's a proven model. Like I said, there's really not much luck involved and all of the guesswork is taken out of it. When I started Land Insights 2 years ago and built my own software company from scratch, there was no model, there was no playbook to follow. And that's a tough game. That's a game that not everyone wants to play. In land, we know exactly what markets we should be working in. We know exactly what kinds of properties we should be going after. We know exactly how to market to acquire those properties. We know exactly how to talk to sellers. We know how to dispose of them. And so all you really need to do is put the right puzzle pieces in the right places, and slowly the business will start to tick. Now, I need to be honest, with a backdrop like this, this didn't happen overnight. Like, I slogged in my bedroom for 3 years building this business before I saw really any light at the end of the tunnel. But after coaching almost 500 people inside of Leah, I've seen that with the model that we teach, what I call the 2.0 model of land investing, it can be done way faster than what I did it in. You could probably chop that time in half and set yourself up with a year and a half of just diligently grinding away. Here's the next thing. In the land business, it's a skill set that anyone can acquire. There's no licenses, there's no special diploma that you need. All you need to learn how to do is how to analyze a market, analyze a deal, negotiate, and take advantage of the different marketing channels that we use in this business. And frankly, all marketing channels work. I find that the best marketing channels are either direct mail, cold calling, cold texting, ringless voicemails if you have a huge risk appetite, or PPC. All of those marketing channels work. You just need to pick one and stick with it. The next reason that I love the land business is that the margins are super strong. You see, you might find people in the house flipping industry that are also doing deals that, in quotes, have a gross profit of $30 or $40 or $50,000 on a deal. And what that means is they bought it for $200,000, they sold it for $250,000. We might have a similar gross margin in the land business. We bought a piece of land for $200, sold it for $250, but what we actually take home could be remarkably different. You see, in houses, you've got contractors and overhead that we just don't find in the land business. The other thing is that when we think about the ROAS in this business, really what it takes to actually acquire a deal, how much money we have to put in marketing to get a deal on the back end, you're typically looking at 10 to 15x returns on your marketing spend, which you just won't find really in any other industry, let alone any other real estate industry. The next thing about this business is it's location agnostic. I've been running this business living out of a backpack for the last 2 years. Last year I settled down in Bali, so I've had a little more stability in my life. But with the advent of online notaries, you can close deals no matter where you are in the world. As long as you have cell reception, you have a valid government ID, you can sign on to a notary.com website, and you're working in states that allow online notarizations, you can really do deals from anywhere. Now, for example, when I was 19 years old, my first real business was flipping textbooks. And I started this right when I left home and I moved to San Luis Obispo, California. And this is my first substantial business. It was doing $20,000 a month in top line revenue. I thought I had figured out the secret of the universe. But the problem is at that time, I could never leave that little town of San Luis Obispo because all of my book inventory came from there. And so when I left, if I took a vacation, there was no more books being shipped to Amazon or being shipped to customers that were buying through eBay. And there was not enough margin in the business to really hire folks. And so I was between this rock and a hard place that I see a lot of business owners find themselves in. Not enough margin to hire and not enough flexibility in the business to allow them to run it from anywhere in the world. Again, land is a very weird exception because it allows you to do that even before you have a massive team. The next thing is lifestyle flexibility. You know, after talking to, at this point, over 1,000 people that have applied to join Leah, the number one commonality that they all say is that I want freedom. They say, look, the money is really just the gateway to having some kind of freedom in my life. And I think about freedom not in terms of like a dollar amount that you have to make in the business, but in terms of like, how do you make the money? And the way that you make the money with having a great lifestyle is through leverage. And the land business is highly leveraged because the skills that you develop to do a deal that you buy for $10,000 and sell for $20,000, those skills roughly translate to a deal that you're doing where it's 10x the dollar amounts. And so that's a high leverage business. You can do one deal a month and net what you would on 10 deals. You just have to apply the skill set to bigger deals. And so if the goal is to have a business that can grow with you and it can provide a better and better lifestyle while your income grows, there's really no better business model than flipping land. So the next thing is the systems that make this business work. I don't know if you guys can see this right here. This is one of the tools that we use to run this business essentially on autopilot. This is a tool called Land Insights. And so there's three main components to building the systems for a land business. One, you got creating leverage through automation or code, like using something like Land Insights. The second is creating leverage through delegation, and that means building a team. The third is building leverage through elimination. And so eliminating the variables that don't make sense, eliminating the noise in your business that's just clogging up your pipeline. So after running this business for 6 years, I frankly haven't found a business model that even comes close to what we do here in land. And if you guys want to take it a step further and this has piqued your interest, I'm gonna put a link down below where you guys can get access to Land Insights for free. If you guys also wanna see our exact playbook of how we run this land investing business, how I'm running it day to day, you can go to landinvestor.co/apply. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
If you're serious about flipping land for predictable profit and you want to plug into the exact system our students are using to close their first deal or their next 10 deals, then tap the video right here. It's a free 15-minute strategy call where we're going to pull back the curtain and show you the exact Leah system that our students are using right now. We'll show you the entire process A to Z on how you can start landing deals in the next 90 days or less. Slots tend to fill up fast. Grab your spot now. And I look forward to showing you the exact Leah land flipping playbook that I've been using for the last 6 years and that nearly 500 other Leah members have used today. Click it and I'll see you inside.